Yes, once this air bubble reaches up to this place, the end of the scale, we can, and we want to some other readings also of a different twig, or with the same twig some other transpiration readings. What we'll do, we'll open this stop clock from this reservoir. The plain water again enters here, enter the capillary tube also, and this will shift the air bubble back to the initial position. When the bubble reaches here, we'll close the knob from here, and we are ready to take another reading from this Genong's photometer. So this is how a Genong's photometer work. I have shown this plain water with blue color and colored water with pink color. This is how a Genong's photometer looks. It is quite easy and important also, because in section A, the compulsory question part of your question paper, generally the question is asked, name the instrument or apparatus used to measure the intake of water by a cut shoot. Then the answer that you have to write is Genong's photometer. Some other questions that usually come in your exams are the use of the air bubble and why the colored water is used in this experiment, what are the limitations of Genong's photometer, and what are the uses of Genong's photometer. So what is the use of air bubble? What you have understood of this air bubble, it helps to take us a reading, because the movement of the air bubble help us to calculate the distance traveled. It helps us also to measure the amount of water absorbed by the twig. Why the colored water is used? So that we can demarcate the water present in the reservoir or in this portion in which twig is inserted, and the amount of water which is being absorbed. If both are of the same color, it will be difficult for us to differentiate that at what time the bubble starts moving. So with the colored water, it is easy to demarcate that plain water is almost finished and the colored water entered into the capillary tube, and here we can even see that colored water is moving along this scale. What are the limitations of Genong's photometer? The first and the most important limitation of this apparatus is to introduce the bubble. This bubble, introduction of this at this particular space, and what we need is only one single air bubble should be there. So it is difficult to keep the thumb here and to just move it so that only one air bubble is inserted. This is the most important limitation of this photometer. Second one is the twig, it may or may not remain alive throughout the experiment. And third one is the outside conditions of the environment, they hinder with the they may create hindrance with the reading, because if sunlight is more, the rate of transpiration will be more. If it is a rainy or a cloudy day, then the rate of transpiration will be less. So the outside temperature also creates some hindrance. Then the use of the Genong's photometer, it helps to measure water intake by a plant, which is approximately equal to the rate of transpiration. Thank you. I hope it is useful for you.